Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining our argumentative writing presentation today. I'm going to wait to make sure everybody is settled. Once you get in, make sure your mic is muted so there isn't any interference. And we're still waiting on Serena to get her sounds going. So once she gets her sounds going, we're going to get started. Thank you again for joining and being online. Please make sure you have a paper, pencil, or if you are on a computer, you can have another tab because we will be writing today. All right. So we are waiting for Lisette now and for Serena to get sound so they can hear us. All right, Lisette has her sound. Perfect. Now we are waiting on, okay, everybody is good to go. All right, so everybody, welcome in. I think I need to just pause because people are still coming in here. So I'll just give us 1 minute before we get started. All right, and we'll get started then, just to make sure everybody is settled and everybody has sound. All right. Seems like we're all good. Serena still doesn't have sound, but hopefully, Serena, you will be able to get sound soon. Just don't forget, click that audio button. I'm going to type that in the chat box. It looks like earphones. All right, and then we're going to get started because we have a lot to cover today. And I want to make sure we can get deep into this writing. All right. All right, so let's get to it. Does anybody have a question? I think I was hearing somebody. Oh, nope, just somebody just came in. All right. So let's go ahead and get to it. Welcome everybody to our argumentative writing session. This session is being recorded and streamed live on our YouTube channel. So if you miss any part of it, or if your connection is fading, have no fear, you'll be able to watch this later via our YouTube channel. And thank you to all of our YouTubers who are out there watching this session right now. So this session is brought to you by the Leadership Academy of Creative Arts, also known as TLACA. And TLACA is all about restoring the role of the village in communities. And we do that through leadership development, social emotional learning, and community building. We are really big about helping people obtain their GEDs. And so we provide these types of classes, as well as help paper your practice test so that you can see how close you are to passing that exam. Everyone who is here today will be able to apply for a practice test voucher, and I will let you know how to do that towards the end of our class. So we're going to get right into writing, no pun intended. On a scale of 1 to 5, rate yourself on how well you think you are writing. You can drop your answers in the chat box. 1 is not so good, and 5 is I am an excellent writer. Go ahead and drop your answers for me. And again, if you're on the YouTube, you can drop your answers in our YouTube chat box. All right, so we have 4s and 5s. Awesome. We have some 3s, which is awesome, right there in the middle. So everybody seems a little bit confident. Well, I'm going to share the secret sauce for you for writing an essay on the GED exam, because as we know, it's timed. You don't have that long to write that essay. You have to have writing fluency, which means knowing how to type fast, and you have to be able to read information quickly so that you can get what you need, just what you need, in order to complete your paper. All right. So today you're going to be watching me do a lot of just showing you how to navigate that writing. And again, this is part 1. On part 2, I am going to have you do the same thing. But in between part 1 and part 2, I'm going to give you a homework assignment so that you can work on your writing and be ready for when we meet again on part 2. All right, so I'm going to escape here and we're going to go ahead and get started. Whoa. Okay, there we go. So what I want to do first is I want to go to procon.org. And I'm going to share this resource with you because this is a great place to practice argumentative writing. So of course we know on that GED exam, in the subject of reasoning through language arts, you have a part where you're going to be answering questions, and then you have a section where you have to write an essay. The essay is normally argumentative, and argumentative means that you have to choose which side you feel is best supported. Keep in mind, I did not say which side do you agree with. Which side is best supported, meaning which side has more facts and less opinions. Okay, so we're going to be looking at that through the lens of pro-con as I write this essay for you, keeping in mind that it's asking which side is best supported. So I love procon.org because you have tons of different topics that you can practice writing about. One of my favorite topics is vegetarianism. So I'm going to choose this topic for us to look at today. Should people become vegetarian? And we're going to pretend that we're about to write that GED exam or that GED assessment or that GED writing assignment. And the question is, you have side A, which is our pros, and you have side B, which are our cons. Which side do you feel is best supported? The first thing we want to do is we want to go and investigate and pick out about 2 to 3 things that we can pick out real quick to choose which side are we going to say is best supported. So let's look at this first one here, and let's pretend like this is Article 1 and Article 2. Article 1, just looking, I'm already seeing lots of numbers here, lots of facts, percentages. Okay, let me look at the other side. There's no percentages there. Okay, some of it comes down here. Just by looking at these two, I'm going to go ahead and say that I feel like side 1, pro 1, is best supported because I feel like I'm going to be able to pull out a lot of facts. So I'm already thinking I'm going to choose side 1 is best supported. Now I'm going to pause there just in case anybody is confused or have any questions. This is a good time to stop me and say, hey, I'm getting behind, or I don't know. Or if you're still good with me, just say good in the chat box and I'll know that we're still good to go. Okay, all right. Okay. So far, everybody is good. If there is a question, feel free to drop it, okay? So let's get back to it. So now I'm looking at pro 1. Now, when you're writing, I want you to imagine yourself as either a detective or a fisherman. You just need to get in there real quick, grab some, take it out, okay? So I need to just jump in here real quick, grab something, grab a fact, and use it to formulate my paper, okay? So I'm going to read through this first one. It is cruel and unethical to kill animals for food when vegetarian options are available, especially because raising animals in confinement for slaughter is cruel and many animals in the United States are not slaughtered humanely. That is an opinion there, and I'm looking for a fact. I don't see any numbers. I don't see any statistics, so I'm going to keep reading until I find me a good fact. I'm going to scroll here because I ain't got time to read all of that. Oh, this looks good. I scrolled. About 50% of meat produced in the United States came from confined animal feeding operations. Ooh, that's a good reason to support why vegetarianism is good. Let me see if I can find one more I like. In 2017, the United States slaughtered a total of 170.5 million animals for food. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have 2 facts that I can start with, and I have an opinion, and I know which side I feel is best supported. Do you guys know what I have with all 3 of those things? I have my introduction, just that quick, okay? So let me show you this writing formula. You know, Crystal's really good at her math formula and teaching math. I'm about to show you some writing formulas, okay? Introduction. I equals F plus O times T. Introduction equals a fact plus an opinion times your thesis. Let me say that again. Your introduction equals a fact plus an opinion times your thesis. What is a thesis? Your thesis in this paper is the main idea of your paper. And for an argumentative writing paper, your thesis will tell you which side you said was best supported and why. Okay? So I'm about to plug and chug. And remember, I didn't sit there and read that whole article. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I went fishing. I found me a fact. I found me an opinion. And I know that I'm going to choose side one as the one that's best supported because it had all the details, the data, and the statistics. So here I go. Watch me write this introduction. I need my fact. And I'm going to ask it as a question to start off so that it doesn't just sound weird when I'm saying it. Did you know that? Let me toggle back over. And I'm not copying this and pasting it. No, no, no. I'm going to write it in my own words. If I copy and paste it, it's called plagiarism and I can get kicked out of school. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm going to write it in my own words and summarize what I've just read. In 2017, the United States slaughtered a total of 170 million animals for food. Okay. Did you know that in 2017, the United States slaughtered over 100 million, I didn't use the exact number, 100 million animals for food, including, I want to include a little bit of the animals, just name them a little bit, including chickens, pigs, and sheep. What are they doing with these sheep? You know. Oh, whoa. We're live, my bad. Including chickens, pigs, and little bo peeps, and sheep. Period. Was that hard? No. Did I have to come up with anything out of my own bread? Out of my own brain? No, I'm already thinking vegetarian, eating bread, not little baby chickens. So I just took a sentence that I read and I've written it in my own words. And now I have my first sentence of my introduction. Okay.
So we need a question mark.
Oh, thank you. You're already getting to the editing. Yes, you need a question mark. And it's important for you to reread your sentence once you have written it so that you can make sure it makes sense. Since we're saying, did you know? We're going to need a question mark here. Okay. All right. So let's move to our opinion now. In this opinion, I can write my own opinion. I just have to make sure that when I'm writing my own opinion, I'm not writing how I talk, if that makes sense. I need to make sure that I am writing academically, okay? Because if I was writing how I would talk, I would be like, this because this is how I feel. This ain't right. I don't want no chickens getting hurt. But I'm not talking to my friends. I'm not talking to my sister. I'm not talking to social media. I'm writing an essay. So I have to make sure that my opinion sounds academic. All right. So I'm going to change this sentence. I'm going to translate it to sound academic. So instead of saying this ain't right, I can say, I do not agree with this type of I do not agree with how animals have to die. Nope, I don't want to say that. See, I'm editing and revising as I go. I do not agree with how we are killing so many animals for food, as I do not want them hurt. Okay? So I've just expanded that. And it's okay if you do what I just did, where I had to delete and then write and then delete and then write. Once you get it to sound the way you need to, go back and reread, make sure it sounds good. It sounds really good. I do not agree with how well, it ain't me, how the United States kills so many animals for food, as I do not, oh, I need a comma there because I paused. As I do not want, instead of saying them, I can just make it more specific. Animals hurt. I can add another word here. Innocent animals hurt. Still working on my introduction, but it's not painful. I'm not over here like, what am I about to say? I'm just letting you get out. I'm editing and revising as I go. I am making corrections as I go. That doesn't mean at the end I can press the done button because I still need to go back and make sure I edit things, okay? All right. So now I need my thesis. My thesis is going to summarize my overall answer to the question that the prompt gave when they asked me which side is best supported. I believe that, and in this case, we have pros and cons. So it's okay for me to say that the pros are best supported. On your essay, it might have Article 1 or Article 2, or it might say essay by Jennifer Hills, essay by Crystal Hills. Make sure you understand who you're best supported. You can say, I believe that Arthur 1 is best supported, or I believe that Arthur A is best supported versus Arthur B. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm going to say pros today. I believe that the pros are best supported, and why? Because they provide data and statistics that help to answer, trying to think, why people should be vegetarians. Boom. F plus O times T equals a juicy paragraph here that I can be proud of. It's 3 sentences. It looks good. It sounds good. I might have some editing and revising that I need to do. I need to always go back and reread my sentence. I believe that the pros are best supported because they provide data and statistics that help to answer why people should be vegetarians. Boom. I have my introduction. Are there any questions regarding this formula or any questions regarding writing this paper? No, it does not have to be that long. Just start that introduction. And guess what? Now that I feel comfortable with this introduction, I can get rid of my scaffold. Did you know is a scaffold for me to help me formulate my fact. But now I can say, in 2017, the United States slaughtered over 100 million animals for food, including pigs, chickens, and sheep, period. I do not agree with how the United States kills so many animals for food, as I do not want innocent animals hurt. I believe that the pros are best supported because they provide data and statistics that help to answer why people should be vegetarians. And we are done. All right, if there are no questions, we are about to move to our body. Any questions before we continue on? Yes or no in the chat box. All right. Awesome. Got it. Oh, good catch. Good catch. Thank you. All right, so let's continue on. What do you think needs to be included in the body? I want to see what you know first. What do you think I'm going to have you to include in the body part of our essay today? More facts, definitely. Anything else out there? All right, well, let's take a deeper look into what is required from the body. Woo, this is that algebra right here. Looks like a hard one, but it's not. It's not too hard. The body equals 2 of the following sequences. You need at least 2 of these. A topic sentence plus an explanation, plus an example, plus a conclusion sentence times transitions. What, girl? What you say, girl? You need a topic sentence. Then you need to explain a little bit about your topic sentence. Give an example and then wrap that mug up. Do it twice. If you do it twice, you have a juicy paragraph. If you do it 3 times, it's extra juicy. It's like one of them hamburgers where you have not 1 patty, not 2 patties, but 3 patties. So keep that in mind when we're writing this. For practice today, we're going to start with 2 of these sequences, okay? A topic sentence is just a summarizing sentence. And here's my secret to you. This essay has topic sentences. I just need to summarize it in my own words. So let's go fishing for a topic sentence that we can summarize. All right. So we have sided with pro one side, and we're going to talk about all of the statistics that it is showing us. All right. So we can go straight into this one. First, let's find the topic. The topic is a vegetarian diet is more healthful than a carnivorous diet. Cool. Now let's find some data to support that. Looking for numbers here, or looking for something that can support what they are saying. According to the American Dietetic Association, a vegetarian diet can meet protein requirements, provide all the essential amino acids, and improve health. Okay. That sounds good. So we're going to start with that first. Here's my topic sentence. And remember, I have to multiply it times a transition. All right, so here we go. To start. That is a transition. That means I'm about to begin. I could have also said to begin. Okay, so you have to have one to start off with. And I'm going to start with to start. Whoops. Whoops, trying to get it unbold here. Let's see if I got it. There we go. A vegetarian diet, I'm writing it in my own words, can be just as healthy as a diet with all meat. As a diet that includes eating meat. I just wanted it to be more specific. All right. Now I have to explain, but remember, I have to multiply that times a transition. So here is my transition. To explain, it's so simple. I just got to make sure they know that I'm explaining. I could have also said something like, in addition, because it means I'm going to add more information, or to add, comma. And notice that I'm putting a comma after every transition. Oh, I love it. Ooh. That's a good one, Sparkle, but we're going to save that for this one, okay? Because that one only has 2. So we're just adding a little information. To explain, let's go back and get our information here. According to the American Dietetic Association, we have protein, amino acids, and improved health. American Dietetic Association. Here we go. The American Dietetic Association stated that being a vegetarian can provide your body with protein, thank you, amino acids, and improve your overall health. Boom. I just explained. Now I'm going to give an example. For example, and I like to pull the examples out of my own head, out of my own stories, out of my own life. For example, I went on a vegetarian fast for a year and found that my A1C levels drastically increased. So here is my transition, because remember, we have to have a transition times every one of these. Why? Because it lets them know that you know how to connect sentences to one another in order to build on your essay. All right. So I'm going to go back and reread what I have so far to make sure it makes sense. To start, a vegetarian diet can be just as healthy as a diet that includes eating meat. To explain, I don't like all that too. In addition, the American Dietetic Association stated that being a vegetarian, let me get my country twang together, that being a vegetarian can provide your body with protein, amino acids, and improve your overall health. For example, I went on a vegetarian fast for a year and found that my A1C levels drastically increased. What am I missing? The last one. Conclusion sentence, but remember, multiplied by a transition. Oh, no, you not, computer. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. My computer is dying, and we don't need that. So I want you to write our conclusion sentence for us using the transition. Therefore, how can we wrap this up? Think about how you can say, this is why I chose that this is best supported. All right, so I'm going to give you about 1 minute. Drop your answer in the chat box, and we will come together in 1 minute to see what conclusion sentence we came up with. Thank you. About 30 seconds. About 30 seconds. All right, we are back. And if you are just joining us, we are working our way through an argumentative writing paper by using this very good formula. And if you missed this first example, don't worry, we're about to rinse and repeat because we see that we need 2 of these. And thank you so much, Sparkle Justice. I am copying and pasting your sentence here. It was perfect. Therefore, comma, knowing that I was healthier proves that a vegetarian diet is just as healthy as a carnivorous diet. Awesome. We have our second paragraph, which is part of our body. And now we're going to do this again. I love that, Vinda. Therefore, I hope everyone will reduce their meat intake. Yes, or therefore, this is why it is best supported. You can use that instead of saying everyone. This is why it is best supported to reduce your meat intake. Awesome. All right, so let's continue on here. Thank you, Vinda. And let's do this again. All right, so we have to run this. We can't use to start because we've already started. So we can do something like now to add. Let's see what we also are coming up with. Okay. Furthermore. Whoop, got a little twig there. This is my math brain coming to life. I look like one of those mad scientists. All right, so let's do this. Furthermore, comma. That's another way of saying to add more information, but it's just a fancy way of saying that, all right? So furthermore, let's go and grab another fact from here that we can use for our paper. A vegetarian diet is better for the environment. Why? Producing 1 pound of beef takes 1,800 gallons of water. Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. So I just found that real quick. You guys see how quick I went fishing? I got me another topic sentence and I got me a fact to support my topic sentence. Okay. Yes. Vegetarianism conserves water. How would you write that in a complete sentence though? Oh, well, I guess I got the transition. Here we go. Furthermore, Vegetarianism conserves water. Yes. There we go. Now we can add our explanation. How do we know this? To explain, comma, 1,800 per 1 pound of beef. When reading the prose, it shared that in order to produce 1 pound of beef, comma, 1,800 gallons of water would need to be used. Again, check me out. I'm writing this in my own words and not copying what they are saying. I am summarizing what I am reading. Awesome. I love that. It takes over 1,000 gallons to produce 1 pound of beef. Exactly. You could have written it just like that. Very good. What is next? Our example. So we already used for example, Sparkle. This is where we can use for instance this time. For instance, comma. And for this one, I might want to, because I don't know anything about producing beef, I might just want to go back and grab a little bit of information here. A pound of tofu only takes 302 gallons. That's still a lot of water for some tofu. I'm just saying. Okay, let me focus. I'm not saying which side I agree with. I'm saying which side is best supported. Here we go. And you got to think like that sometimes, because sometimes it will catch you up in that way. All right. For instance, did you know how many gallons of water to flush a toilet? We need that water. I like that. I like that. Be careful about the punctuation because, again, we got to make sure it's academic. So we're going to use that. Let me see how I can do that here. For instance, it takes a lot of water to flush toilets and to take care of our hygienic needs. This should not be wasted on meat production, since producing vegetables take less water. Now, here's something I want to show you here. Okay. In here somewhere, and I like to do it in the second part of this, I need to talk about what the other side is saying. Okay. So I'm going to say, although side B, although the cons say, and let's see what they say about water when it comes to this. We say vegetarian is better for the environment. They say, wait a minute, where are they talking about the environment? Let's see if we can find something. Oh, here it is, right here. Vegetarian diets are not necessarily better for the environment. About 85% of U.S. grazing land is not suitable for raising crops that humans can eat. So I can say, although the cons say that, let me make sure I got this correct. Although grazing land is not suitable for crops, although the other side, so although the cons say that grazing land is not good enough for raising vegetables, I have raised many vegetables. My fingers. In my home garden, and believe that with the proper changes to the environment, we all can as well. Just like that. Just giving my opinion. Okay. So now that I have kind of put that in there, it's time to wrap it up. Let's wrap up this sentence. We use therefore in here And so instead of therefore, we can probably say, in summary, to conclude our sentence. The pros support a better way of living through vegetarianism. All right, so now we have completed our body. We have 2 topic sentences, 2 explanations, 2 examples, 2 concluding sentences, and they're all multiplied by a transition, which gives us at least 8 transitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now all we need is our conclusion, and we have written our essay just that quick. Just that quick. I'm going to pause there to see if you have any questions. Sparkle, it is easy. Please know that it's easy. And the only reason I know how easy it is because of how much I've actually practiced writing. And I'll let you know that if you just lean on to what the article is saying and not feel like you have to come up with something in your own mind, you'll really be able to just summarize and expand on what you're writing. Okay? So thank you for that insight. Yeah, you can just pull. That's what you need to do. Just pull from the resources. When I wrote my doctorate, Sparkle, this is really where I learned it. When you write a doctorate, that's all you do. You have to read 100 articles and just pull from each one in order to formulate your thesis and support what you're saying. And then you get to go and do the fun part and experiment. But most of it is doing exactly what we're doing here. We're pulling from different areas. We're pulling in our own connections, and we are just letting it flow in the paper. Okay? Yes, Vinda, we just need to practice more. Yes. Oh, essay writing workshop team. Consider it done. Thank you. You have just given me permission. This will be the team right here. I'm going to make sure we all hold each other accountable. But we're not done yet. We have one more thing to do. Okay? So your conclusion, it equals your restated thesis plus your explanation. But this is just a minor explanation because by this time, we ain't got time for that. Minor explanation plus a closing sentence. Very easy. Restate your thesis. Oh no, you know what? We got to multiply this times a transition. We need transitions throughout our whole paper, okay? So let's do it. What was our thesis? Our thesis is, we believe that the pros are best supported because they provide data and statistics that help answer why people should be vegetarians. In the same way we went to the article, we read our information, and we just wrote it different. That's the same way you need to do when you restate your thesis. So don't write your thesis exactly how you wrote it here. Restate it, summarize what you have written, okay? So I'm just going to say, to conclude, that's the transition I'm going to use. You could have also used in conclusion, to end. We can also use in summary, but since I used it up here, I'm not going to use it. So these are those concluding transitions. And I will send you a list of all of these transitions and some transition practice homework that you can do in order to get comfortable using transitions in writing. I have that for you today. All right, so here we go. To conclude, comma, restate my thesis. To conclude, the pros provided the best support towards why a vegetarian diet is best for humans. I just had to close my eyes a little bit. Sometimes you have to close your eyes in order to see. And I know that's crazy, but we're seeing through our third eye. So if you know how to use your third eye here in the middle of your forehead, just close it so you can see those words come together and make sense for you. And then you can write it out. Okay. So I have restated my thesis. And now I need a minor explanation. And I'm going to do one of those things where I take both sides and just do it. Although one side says this side says that. Okay. Even though the cons provided good evidence for a carnivorous diet, and I know that is spelled incorrectly, the pros provided statistics, and data that helped to support their claim. Boom, I got that out. Carnivorous. Let's see if I got it that time, taking it syllable by syllable, because on that exam is not going to tell you spelled something wrong. So if you're not sure, take it syllable by syllable, okay? And remember, there has to be at least one vowel in each syllable. Car, ni, or ni, virus. 4 syllables, 4 vowels. Well, really 5, but this is a sound. Ross. Okay, I'm getting off the subject. This is not syllable work today. To conclude, the pros provided the best support towards why a vegetarian diet is best for humans. Even though the cons provided good evidence for a carnivorous diet, the pros provided statistics and data that helped to support their claim. I think I've said provided too many times. 3 times here I've said provided, so I need another word. Even though the cons gave good evidence for a carnivorous diet, the pros provided statistics and data that help support their claim. And now, wrap it up. I'm done. This is why I believe that side A, or that the pros are best supported. And why vegetarianism is a lifestyle that many should consider. Boom, I have written my essay. And now what I can do is I'm going to make a copy of this first so I don't lose my formulas here, but I can take away my formulas, take them all away, and just take a look at my essay as a whole. And a lot of times when you get to this part, you're like, yes, I'm done. No, you're not done. This is actually where the real work starts, okay? What you've just done is written a rough draft. Congratulations to your rough draft. Now you need to finalize it, okay? So we're going to finalize our rough draft. And I'm going to check to make sure everybody is good. Let me check. So in the conclusion, the information provided by the pros best support why people should be vegetarian. Yes. I love gave and supplied. Sparkle, you cannot, I don't want to say you cannot say, but Sparkle, be careful using idioms and colloquialism. This is why I believe vegetarian rocks. A rock is something you find on the ground. So you want to pretend like these people are like, this is why vegetarian rocks is a stone. A vegetarian is a stone. Do not use slang on this paper. Do not type how we write or how we talk, okay? We have to make sure we're speaking academic language. Yes. Do you got me? Because even got you, what are you really saying? Yes, exactly. Make sure you translate, because Sparkle, you're actually speaking a whole nother language. We have a language to where I understand. Got you, bet. You good? We good? Got it. Sounds like, and I could be wrong, African-American vernacular English, which I speak very well, but be careful not to speak that on the exam. Bet. You good? We good. Gucci. Yes, you Gucci. You got it. Got it. Vinda, be very careful. Don't use that language. Translate if you need to, okay? All right, so we're going to go back and I'm going to read this one last time to make sure it makes sense and make any changes as needed. Are you guys ready? Do not forget to do this part, okay? And when you do this part, read it like a robot because your brain will insert words that are not there. Your brain is really good at plugging in things and it's not even there, okay? So let's go. In 2017, the United States slaughtered over 100 million animals for food, including chickens, pigs, and sheep, period. I do not agree with how the United States kills so many animals for food. We're talking past tense, so this is going to be has killed. How the United States has killed so many animals for food, as I do not want innocent animals hurt. I believe that the pros are best supported because they provide data and statistics that help to answer why people should be vegetarians, period. You have to read it just like that. To start, a vegetarian diet can be just as healthy as a diet with that including meat. Wait, let's read that again. To start, a vegetarian diet can be just as healthy as a diet with that includes eating meat. That does not make sense, which is why I'm glad I went back to read because what? A vegetarian diet can be just as healthy as a diet, take out with, that includes eating meat. Now that makes sense. Okay, that's why we read it like a robot. In addition, the American Dietetic Association stated that being a vegetarian can provide your body with protein, amino acids, and improve your overall health, period. For example, thank you for that catch. That A does not need to be there. Wait, hold on. What did it say? No. Okay. For example, I went on a, that one was, hold on. Dietetic. Yes, thank you. Syllable by syllable. All right. For example, I went on a vegetarian fast for a year and found that my A1C levels drastically increased, period. Therefore, knowing that I was healthier proves that a vegetarian diet is just as healthy as a carnivorous diet. Perfect. Furthermore, vegetarianism conserves water. I'm going to say the pro side stated that, make sure I know I'm getting this information from the pro side. To explain, when reading the pros, it shared that in order to produce, nope, never mind, because I've stated it there, so that's going to be redundant, so I can take it out, and that's okay. To explain, when reading the pros side of the article, it shared that in order to produce 1 pound of beef, 1,800 gallons of water, write my numbers correctly, would need to be used, period. For instance, it takes a lot of water to flush toilets and to take care of our hygienic needs. This should not be wasted on meat production since producing vegetables take less water. Although the cons say that grazing land is not good enough for raising vegetables, I have raised many vegetables in my home garden and believe that with the proper changes to the environment, we all can as well. In summary, the pros support a better way of living through vegetarianism. To conclude, the pros provide the best support towards why a vegetarian diet is best for humans. Even though the cons article gave good evidence for a carnivorous diet, The pros provided statistics and data that help to support their claim. This is why I believe that the pros are best supported and why vegetarianism is a lifestyle that many should consider. We wrote this essay in less than an hour, and that is exactly what you have to do on that test. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sparkle Justice. You are the Sparkle Justice. Thank you. Woo, I'm tired though. That took a lot of work. I'm not going to even lie to you. And that's why you guys got to start practicing today, not tomorrow, today. So one, I'm going to drop these in the chat box for you. And I'm going to also send this to your email. Choose a topic that you want. I want you to feel free and choose something that means a lot to you. Do you feel a certain type of way towards pit bulls? You know, how do you feel about kneeling through the anthem? Do you feel like your kids have to do dress codes and they get on your nerves? How do you feel about the death penalty or gun control? Choose an article that works for you. And I'm going to send you our formula here as well as my example. And I want you to write your paper so that when we do part 2, all we have to really work on is editing and revising, okay? Which I showed a little bit today. But I'm going to send you this writing formula, and I want you to just type your writing in here just like I did, and you can delete the formula once you're done if you want to. I am also going to send you these transitional transitions where you can practice using this article here. That's a great question, Sparkle. So it's going to be, which side do you feel is best supported? That's what it's going to ask. Which side? Let's actually go to a GED textbook real quick, if you don't mind. Let's take a little field trip before I start sending the resources. And if you don't have this GED resource, I will be attaching this to our email as well, okay? So I'm going to type up Reasoning Through Language Arts. We have a free GED textbook that you can use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll to the writing part. Let me do that again. Make sure I get the actual book. Here we go. I'm going to show you the prompt to the question, and it's going to be just like that on the test. It's just that the articles might be different. So you might be talking about pit bulls on that one, or you may talk about the gold mine where you have to mine for gold, and people are saying how you shouldn't mine for gold. But it's going to be an argument between two people. Sorry if the scrolling is making you a little dizzy. And you'll just need to answer which side is best supported. And you can use the same thesis. You just need to make it fit what your paper is saying. All right. So give me a second here. I'm trying to get to that essay part. All right. Nope, not there yet. Almost. It's a lot of practice in here. Okay, here we go. Here's the writing part of this. So here here's an excerpt from here. Okay, then they give you another excerpt from here. And then, I'm sorry, y'all, give me 1 second. I'm trying to make sure I can get to the actual question, which is what you were asking. Give me a second. Trying to make sure I'm not passing it either, but it's at the end of every test. Okay, I might just have to find it because I don't want to make you guys dizzy with all this scrolling. And for some reason, for whatever reason, it's not coming up. But it would basically say which side is best supported after it gives you 2 different topics to look at and to read. I think I'm almost there, but I don't, it's making me dizzy, and I can only imagine what it's doing for you on this test. Let me see if I have one that I have made into a practice. Sometimes I make a writing practice using the book. So let's see if anything comes up here. Aha, here we go. I was looking for this little box right here. The following passage discusses the debate over violent video games and their effect on young people. Take no more than 45 minutes to read the passage and write your essay and then respond it. with a prompt. This is the article 1. Violent video games, are they harmful to young people? So here's article 1 that you would read and look for those statistics, right? And then they would give you another article. This one doesn't have that second one, but let me make sure. This is the first one. Yeah, this one doesn't have that second one. So it just has this article that talks about 2 different people in the same article. So we have one person saying one thing and one person saying one thing in this same article. Dr. Merrick says yes, Dr. Erica says, and Dr. Jacob says no. And here is the question down here. Do violent video games promote violent behavior in youth? In your response, analyze both positions and determine which is best supported. That's why we have a lot of, although this side says this is why I believe this side is right, because you have to analyze both positions within your writing. And I was sure to make sure we plug that into that second paragraph and then again into our conclusion, okay? So that's basically what it says. It gives you an article about something, and this one is video games. Determine which is better supported. And to me and to GED, better supported means which side is using more facts and less opinions, okay? I hope that answered your question. And if you can't open that link, I'll make sure I send it on the email. So look out for my email. You will be receiving that, and you'll also be receiving how to apply for our practice test voucher so that you can take a practice test and see where you are and see how close you are to pass.